Barber College Success, back at it. Brought to you by Craig Charles of Crown Cutz Academy, JC, Johnson City, Tennessee, that is. Crown Cutz Academy, Bristol, Virginia. Also, Proficient Nail Academy, downtown Johnson City. Coming right at you with all these schools, trying to make a difference. Spreading the knowledge, just giving you those cues of what you need to be what you need to be. Today, we got a banging episode for you. You know we're going to do it how we do it. Do it how we do it right. But now I'm going to introduce my guy. We got one short today. My guy, M.I., he's taking a break, taking care of some business. But my man to the left, he's going to come and we're going to hold the show down until M come back. My guy.
Jordan Barr from Bristol, Tennessee, Studio 423. You'll come by and see the boy.
Yes, sir. Yeah, Jordan just jumped into his new spot. You got to come check it out.
Yeah, it's man, I'm telling you. It's a process. It's actually the feeling of starting from scratch, like from ground zero to now. Mm-hmm. It's a lot of work, but the finished product is well worth it. And it's a journey. I love the whole started from the ground up, seeing the transformation of the building. So it's looking good.
And that's something I think we need to touch on again, because I know a lot of people want to leave and move on to some different areas, move from a shop to a suite. And we've talked about that in previous episodes, but like you said, it's not as easy as people think. And sometimes do you think some people make the move without thinking all things through?
Yeah, because there's you know what you know, and you don't know what you don't know. So I mean, it's like a lot of things in life I feel like you have to experience and go through before you can actually understand it. Because it's like, I mean, like when I was going through this process, I didn't know about this other stuff that I knew that I was like, oh man, I totally forgot about that. You gotta have this, you gotta have license for this and this and this, and it's like, oh man, I didn't know how much really goes into it. But I mean, now that I know, I mean, it's nice. Obviously, you got to go. You just feel like you just got to do it.
So you should dot all your I's and cross all your T's and ask plenty of questions.
Yes, for sure.
Move and make sure everything's all right. And don't move because you have a cheaper booth rent. Don't move because you're doing it for the likes or the clicks, like Oregon State coach said. He said Deion doing it for the clicks.
I know. I was like, come on, man. Deion has been like that for years. He's always been like that. But
yeah, prime been time. It's always been prime time.
I feel like the organization he's still gonna do great things over there, even though that one game was just one game, and he's it's his first year. So I mean,
yeah, give him some time. I mean, but that's the point. When something is new, it takes time. You don't know what you don't know, and you know what you know. So something is new, you have to kind of be patient when you're just jumping out on the limb, because you could run into some roadblocks that you don't even envision. So, but that's another episode. Today we're gonna talk about, are your haircut prices keeping you competitive, or are they crushing your growth? And that's for barbers coming out of school, because I know most barbers coming out of school, that's not for a seasoned barber who's doing his thing. Your barber should get as much money as they can. You have to get as much. You have to you have to know your worth. Put it that way. Know your worth, and get your worth. When you know your worth, you're gonna get your worth. But don't just try to elevate your prices and have all these outlandish prices and you're not adding value to your work. Because people will see through you. You're not in the industry for the right thing. In due time, I do feel every barber should get his worth. Whatever his worth is, whatever he feel like he should command for his prices for his haircuts. Hey, if you're that guy, you're him, you got that point where you add in value, you have do your thing, but don't just be out there. You can't have conversations. Your conversation's whack. Your sanitation is down. Your professionalism is whack, and you have all these outlandish things. You have to. There's an order. There's an order of things to get to that point.
You have to set the tone on how you want your business to be, as far as, because I mean, obviously, when I was coming out of school, I had a hard time in deciding if I wanted to charge 25 or 30 or 35. Is it between that range? I was like, I think I'm gonna do like 25 for a cut, and then haircut and beard is 30. And then when I got to the shop, Jonathan was like, it's 16 for walk-ins, and then I think it was 30 for appointments. So he was like, just start at 30. And I was like, Okay. So when I base it off the shop price, and then that really just set the tone for my whole career. So
I mean, and I understand that you can
yeah,
base it off the shop price, but what if the shop price is a point that's so high that could stunt your growth? Because coming in as a new barber, if
if you're not putting out the quality work for that price, then yeah, it probably would kind of
that could stunt your growth and kind of hurt your reputation.
yeah.
So the podcast today, are your haircut prices keeping you competitive, or are you crushing your growth? How would you decipher that?
I feel like it'd be based off your area. Obviously, I live in Bristol, Tennessee, a very small town. It's not only about 30,000 people there. People, I mean, I'm not gonna like not to hate on Bristol. You know, people around Bristol are pretty cheap. Then they think
Well, don't say that. Don't knock your town like
I'm
that.
not gonna not, but I
Not
mean,
everybody.
but
I
not
mean,
everybody, but most people they'll call and they'll be like they'll ask for a haircut and they'll be like 35. They're like, dang, because they're not used to that. You know, because it's like back in the day, you used to charge like $8-10 a haircut. Now they're going to
but my point is, if you've established 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, and
that is true. Yeah, yeah, it can happen. I'm not saying it's not.
You're a
Part,
seasoned barber, and you
Yeah.
got some equity behind you. You invested into this industry. Yeah, you got to charge your price. But coming out of school, you don't want to stunt your growth. You don't want to crush your growth, because the whole point is building clientele. You come out the gate busting $50 a haircut, $35 a haircut. I think coming out of school, that can stunt your growth, depending if you put in the work. Because a lot of students, being a school owner and an instructor, watching students, there's a small percentage of students who come to school who just really just boss it out from the first day to the last day.
So
meaning that they do everything that they're supposed to do to get to that point where they leave, they feel equipped, where there's no haircuts they're turning down. They respect the game so much, they put their blood, sweat, and tears into school, understand it's a process, and understand they have to grow, and understand that it's going to take them time to get to the point where they feel comfortable. Because again, I think most barbers come out of school from the first day they start to they graduate to the point where they feel comfortable. It takes them about 2.5 to 3 years. So all that time, you're grinding, you're churning, and building yourself up to the barber you're going to be. Some, it might be under 3 years. Some might be a little bit after 3 years. But that 3-year mark, I think that's the sweet spot for most barbers. When they hit that time where they feel, okay, I'm good. It's coming second nature to me. It's coming to the point where I have my formula or my blueprint for my haircut down pat, how I'm going to start from point A to point B, and where you can see the end of the haircut, where you can envision how the haircut's going to be, how the end of this haircut is going to be. Because some people, they can't vision the end of the haircut. And I think that's something you need to practice on while you're in school. Just visioning the part of the end of the haircut, just seeing it where it's through, seeing how that movie ends.
because it's basically like if you don't see the end of the haircut, you kind of just like lost.
You kind of
lost in the sauce.
And then you don't have a blueprint, you don't have a formula to get there. You're skipping steps, you're bouncing around, and your haircut is taking longer than it needs to be. You have to have a formula, a blueprint to cut hair.
And that only comes through experience.
It only comes through experience.
Yeah.
And seeing all different types of texture hair, all different types of shapes of heads, all different, using different tools, using different equipments. And that just takes repetition. That just takes time being in the shop and cutting hair. And then if you was BSing in school, you just delaying the time. That's why it's not good to BS in school, because the school part is important. If you BS in school and you don't give your all, you just delaying your process. You just delaying your timeline to be that barber that you want to be.
I feel like that's a big thing too on deciding on your pricing. If you really put your all in while you're in school, once you get out, you feel like there might not be nothing that you can do. You be like, all right, I feel like I can do anything. So I feel like I can charge a little more since I took the time and invested in myself to get good, like while I was in school.
Right. But I see a lot of students make that mistake where they're thinking that they get to the point where they got like 200 hours left or 200 or 150, maybe 300 hours, and they feel that they understand how to cut hair. and they think that they're at the top of their game, and then they come into school and say, "Oh, I don't want to cut him," or they're gonna pass up haircuts. I don't think at no time you should pass up haircuts because you're still molding yourself into a barber. And that kind of irks me sometimes when students come in. You're like, "Hey, I gotta go. I gotta leave. Come up with some type of excuse, or you can't find them, or they're in the bathroom, or they're around the building outside, or in one of the classrooms hiding out." I'm like, what are you here for? You here to sharpen pencils, or are you here to become a master barber?
And I feel like if the people that ask the most questions, when the people, especially if you got somebody that walks in, like that you look at and you're like, all right, I don't know how to do anything involving long hair. That should be the person you could shoot at, because that's something that you probably felt uncomfortable with, what you need to work on.
That's where that's where you should come up. That's how you grow, being uncomfortable.
I feel like I feel it's just because I feel like people are scared to ask questions, so they're scared to take.
But you can't. But
you got instructors there for a reason,
right? So. But you can't wait to ask those questions when you're in the shop, because you're gonna feel really inadequate. Because most students want to wait. I'm gonna practice and work on this in the shop. Who wants you to pay them to practice on them while you in the shop?
Yeah, you don't want to do that. I'll tell you that.
And then you want to have your price way out there. You put extra pressure on you, crushing your expectations. You crushing your growth. So that's why it's important to always get as much reps while in school, because you stunting your growth. Take all the reps. Don't never turn down haircuts. From the first day of school to the last day, from that 100, from hour number 1 to hour 1500. If you in there at 1490, you got 10 hours to go to get that 1500 hours. You should be trying to get as many haircuts as possible.
And another big thing is, a lot of people, I still see it, though a lot of people cut people outside of school. And I'm like, why don't you just bring them to the school? Like, I feel like it's more convenient for, I mean, maybe not for your client, but maybe for you, because you can, if you got something you're going through and you cut somebody's hair, you're like, all right, I really want to ask somebody how I get this look on this person, or if there's like something you have a hard time with, thinking about, hey, could you help me with this? And that way you can kind of just get it out of the way in your mind, and you can just kind of go through.
It's cool to take haircuts at home.
I mean, it is,
cut your home.
But I would much. I'm telling you right now, it helps you so much more if you bring them to the school and do it, because that's
and that's what I'm backing up 100%. Come to the school, because, like you said, you have instructors there. I'm an instructor. We want to help you and teach you while you're in school, because you're gonna be cutting at home, and you're gonna try to figure something out that you can't figure out. Instead of having someone instantly answer your question at school, you're going to be at home trying to fight yourself. It might take you like 3-4 hours on a haircut. Instead of having that instant gratification, having someone break it down to you and show you how to get through this haircut, how to get from point A to point B. Most students, their thought process is, well, man, I'm paying you for school already, and I don't get paid for the haircuts when somebody get a haircut in school. I'm like, that's the wrong thought process.
It is the wrong, because you can get paid while you're in school too.
Yes, you get.
It's based off you, based on your service, all that stuff you can work on. It can show you what being skilled in those areas will bring you. It might bring you an extra $20 or $30 tip. You never know. So.
I've seen students get $100 tips before in school.
I didn't. I got one time, and I was mind blown, because I never thought I would get $100 tip in school, but I did.
You know what I'm saying? Someone was just happy to see you practicing at your skill and watching your growth. More often than not, people are going to be happy for you when you're happy to give you. Some people just don't give tips. Mm-hmm. It could be in school or at the shop. It don't matter. But a lot of people are happy for your growth and want to tip you well while you're in school. And that's the place to learn. But if your mindset is, oh, I'm paying the school a tuition, and then I'm paying them for the haircut price is not coming to me, that's a selfish thought process. It's like a doctor practicing and saying he's not getting paid while he is doing surgery or something, or doing some type of practice in school. And he's going to take his patients home and try to practice on them. I try to get, you can pay me at the house.
Get a lot of people messed up that way.
For doing stitches.
Yeah.
I mean, that thought process there is played out.
Yeah, you can't think about the money when you're when you're learning. I mean, obviously, it might be hard for some people, but I feel like if you put your time in and bring the people to the school and give them a good right cut, and that way, the next time you do cut them, you can go through and not have to ask for help the next time. You might not have to. So you just off the rip, you're gonna know just from getting help on his head what to do on his head, like most of the time. So,
And all that is setting you up again for to a realistic expectation. All that is setting you up to understand that there's growth in this industry. All that is setting you up to understand that this industry is wonderful and it's going to take time. You can't shortcut the process. And in school, there's so much stuff to learn. There's so much stuff to learn that's going to prepare you for that time when you hit that shop. There's so much stuff that you need to be equipped with and be ready for. And a lot of students take that for granted. I don't want to do no perms. I don't want to use my shears. I don't want to do all that women's stuff. I don't want to cut women's hair. I don't want to cut long hair. All that stuff is stunting your growth and giving you unrealistic expectation of what this industry is because you are a master stylist. You're a master of it all. You shouldn't be turning down no haircuts. Whatever come to you as a master barber, you should be able to grab it. And then when you're able to do that, then you can be flexible with your prices.
I would say you can pick and choose what you want to do, and even then, like this, even now, like I'm not really big into cutting women's hair, but I'm not gonna tell them no, I won't cut it. I would say like,
why would you?
Yeah, like I'm gonna cut them. I'm gonna cut them. Like I would probably, but you can probably give them like if they need a trim or something like that. I'm not very good at doing this, or I'm not very particular at doing that, but I can do this. You know what I'm saying?
But those uncomfortable times when you was in school and the long haircuts come in and you just turned them away.
Well,
and it comes. I'm not talking about you specifically.
I don't know.
But the students in specific, they always something come in that they're comfortable with, uncomfortable with. They don't want to do it. That's the best time to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best time to try it. Pull an instructor next to you and have him walk you through it.
That's why I had literally had a list of everything that I felt like I needed to work on, and I would go and for like that week I would focus mainly on like shear work if I didn't feel comfortable with shear work, or if I was lacking certain things in the fade. I'm like, okay, I need to like detail this a little bit more, or like getting the head shape right on the haircut, which is very important. The shape of the haircuts is very important for if you want yours to be consistent all the way around and look good, like all little stuff like that. It all matters.
That's a good point you just brought up. That's a jewel right there. That's a crown right there.
What the
write down the stuff that you're not good at.
Oh yeah,
and practice them. Write down the stuff that you don't think you're sharp at in barber school. And when there's dead time, which there shouldn't be no dead time because you should be working on something. Write down what you're not good at and try to boss those things out during the time in school. And a skill people underestimate is just communication. Learn how to talk to people. All those things are skill that you should learn in school, how to build up your reputation, how to build yourself up, learn how to converse with a client. Role playing those things. Pull someone to the side and role play you just sitting in the chair and you having a conversation. Because that's one of the toughest, if you come out of school and you don't know how to have conversations with your clients, you can't boss out and try to tap them out and talking about your prices is this and that. You stunting your growth again if you can't have a good conversation. You stunting the growth again if you're not versatile in your skill set. You stunting your growth again, you come out of school, you're a barber, you can't use the straight razor. Because a lot of people want that straight razor work.
There's a lot of people that like, I had that cut somebody the other day and he's lived in Bristol his whole life, and he was like, I did straight razor on his beard. And he was like, bro, out of all the times I got my haircut, I never had anybody use a straight razor.
Hey, you came to Crown Cutz. We're going to teach you that.
I was like, bro, that should be, straight razor is easy. It's not really like
a lot of people are afraid to use it.
Yeah, it is scary, especially if you don't know how to use it right. That's how you gotta take the time on how to use it right, because you will hurt somebody. But I feel like it's essential.
So are your haircuts prices competitive, or are they crushing your growth? Because everybody wants that to be in there and be like, hell, well, I want to make $40 a haircut. I want to make $60 a haircut. I mean, you can set your prices. I'm an advocate for barbers getting paid on haircuts. I'm an advocate for that. I am. I want barbers to, but be realistic within yourself. Be realistic. Are you professional? Are you sanitary? Do you treat your clients like the king, queen of the day? Is your station cleaned? Do you come in smelling like weed? Do you come in smelling like cigarettes? Is your clothes pressed and clean? How is your hygiene? Do you smell good? Do you smell bad? All those things people got to consider. I mean, it might seem minute or minor, but as a barber, you represent yourself. You represent a brand. You represent that high price haircut, which I'm for again. But it's all your balances checked. Do you have a checklist of everything you need to have to get to that point? And coming out of school, you should want to, and it's simple, showing up early, leaving late, treating your clients well, being professional, having good conversations, smiling at your clients. Don't have that mean mug face on. Why are you a barber and you mean mugging people coming into the shop?
That'll make you second guess about coming back. Then he don't look like he's very inviting. He's not invite. It's like I don't think he wants me to be in this chair. It's like you got to look at him.
And a lot of clients can sense that.
Yeah,
plenty of clients can sense that you got a bad attitude. People can sense when you got a bad attitude.
It's a feeling.
Yeah, but you want to talk about as soon as the haircut's done, $60, $50.
I always looked at it as when I was young. When I always took it, I really based my career off of how I guess how I felt growing up, going to barbers. Mm-hmm. What I would find out what I didn't like that they did, and I try to make it, try not to make it into my habit of what they did to me that I didn't like. So I kind of take little bits and pieces of what I've gotten from other barbers that I used to go to, and I'm like, all right, I want to add this to this, or something I like that I picked up from them. I want to add that. So,
are you just on the phone constantly and just disrespecting people's time who's in your chair? I mean, those things you got to keep conversations to a minimal when you have a client. You can't just carry on a different conversation while you're cutting someone hair with someone else. People feel a certain type of way about that. Just gotta be respectful, hands down.
Yeah, because so they might think that you're not taking their time serious, like when you're on the phone, which I don't like, because I've been on the phone before and it was something unless it's something important, but I don't like talking on the phone and cutting at the same time.
I mean, that's disrespectful. You have to give your clients the undivided attention. All those things goes in and considered in your pricing. There's so many things that goes into your pricing besides just the skill of your haircut. There's so many more things. People just think because you're the nicest barber, you got the blurry fade, your lineup's tight. It's so many more that goes into, so many more things goes into the price of your haircut than just the price, than just the skill work.
Because there's a lot of people that probably are better barbers, and there's people that aren't as good, and they're charging just as much. It's based off. There's certain things that make them stand out, even when they're charging that price. There's a reason why they're able to charge that price.
Because barbers are coming. People are coming into this industry.
Yeah,
barbers are coming. Barbers are coming. So if you think you're gonna be a terrible barber, have a bad attitude, the dude down the street, he's coming. The students every day, people coming into this industry, coming into school every day. I mean, we had one of the largest classes that come into the school like this past month. I mean, one of my biggest. Yeah, we coming. Barbers are coming. I mean, the industry is not a secret no more. People are coming. People are leaving their other jobs, coming to be barbers. Like I said, we had a doctor.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, he's been a doctor for 9 years, and he's coming. He said, hey, I want to do something different. We have the school teacher. He's like, man, I want to do something different. Y'all boys making all this bread? What? I'm coming in. I'm getting a piece of this pie. So as new people come into our industry from different industries, it's important that, hey, we got to step our game up. Barbers got to step their game up.
You gotta find your lane.
Yeah.
You gotta find what makes you you and what makes your clients come back to you, what keeps them coming back. That's what's going to set yourself apart.
Especially coming out of school. That's what basically, and this podcast is for students who are in school, even for barbers who are out there. Because I think that everybody can get something from our podcast. Are your haircut prices keeping you competitive or crushing your growth? I mean, I don't take on no more new clients. People ask me all the time, hey, you cut my hair? Like, man, I'm sorry taking no more clients. I mean, I got some people just realistically just want me to cut them, and I'll cut them. But
do you charge still?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, and my price is competitive. I mean, I tell people I don't want to cut. I mean, like this guy came to me last week. He's like, yo, can I get a haircut? I was like, man, I don't cut. We have students who can cut your hair. I'm an instructor. I own the school. I'm on the marketing side, just trying to build the brand and do different things. You know what I mean? Just try to open schools in different markets. That's my goal. And trying to refine, constantly add value to the school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I met this guy. The next thing we're gonna add to the school now, we're gonna add a personal chef. So we're gonna have students just talk about nutrition. We have a weight room at the new school. We have a game room at the new school. We have a photography lab at the new school. We have a website building program at the new school. So yeah, we're gonna have a chef come in and meet with students and talk about nutrition and how to move forward.
Because that's stuff that's really important. Like you wouldn't think when you're in school that you would need to learn how to like the right angles of taking pictures of your haircuts and lighting and all all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's another thing that's going to set yourself apart is being able to show the detail in your work.
For sure.
Just like little stuff like that.
I mean, so that's where I focus my point at when I said I don't have time to take on new clients. And he's like, I need you to cut my hair. Can you please cut? Like, all right, $60. And that's why I started off. It was a haircut. He's like, cool. He just wanted me to cut his hair. But I mean, yeah, I'm not actively trying to bring in clients.
Yeah.
My goal is to continuously add value to the students, add value to the school. I want my schools to be the best. So when you come out of there, you're gonna be like, You
feel like there ain't nothing you can't do.
You feel like ain't nothing you can't do. My instructors, you're gonna be able to cut hair. But I want you to be able to use your shares. I want you to be able to do a perm. I want you to be able to cut long hair. Whatever type of haircut it is, I want you to be able to do. I want you to be able to do a facial. I want you to do the basic manicure. I want you to, now the other stuff is the value that I'm adding in the photography course, the website building class, the nutrition class, the weight room, the game room. Those things is added value just to kind of take your mind off certain things if you losing a little focus, but get back on track. That's what we're here for. You had to be a master barber, a master hairstylist.
Yeah, because that's really gonna, the website building part, I feel like I was actually thinking about doing that for myself, and I needed to. I wish I knew how to do it. Oh, yeah. I'm about to have pay somebody to do it, but
nah. Well, that comes with your tuition. Yeah, that comes with your tuition. We're gonna
see that. Yeah, that's dope.
I mean, so if I'm cutting hair, Jordan, I can't have time to think of those things. I know. Yeah. If you graduated 2 years earlier. I wasn't thinking about that then, but hey.
Did I go to, yeah, I did. Yeah. You're right.
You graduated 2 years earlier. With the students coming in now, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to put a camera in the kits. Yeah, that's part of the photography course.
Yeah, that's dope.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking I gotta get me a camera because that stuff right there elevate your content to a whole different level.
Oh, no doubt. I mean, we have someone who's going to come in, a professional photographer, and teach the course. We have a professional website builder who's going to come and talk about building the sites
I'm gonna have to come to that.
and building, teaching about AI, all that stuff. I mean, it's a game changer. I mean, like, so if you take advantage of all these things that the school is offering you now, and you boss your practicals out, hey, when you come out, I mean, you can be competitive.
So there shouldn't be a reason,
There shouldn't be a reason.
like no reason why you shouldn't be charging what you want to charge and making the money that you want to make. Because with stuff like that, I mean, it's being handed to you, but you just gotta take it and run with it.
You gotta take it, but you still gotta be your prices still have to be competitive coming out of school, because you're still building and growing, because you still have to hit that 3-year mark. So that's a question you have to think about. Are your haircut prices keeping you competitive, or are they crushing your growth?
So,
because if there's an experienced barber out there and charging 35 and doing well, and you come out of school trying to charge 35, you're gonna go to the experienced barber more often than not. They're gonna go to the experienced barber.
so what do you think students should look at if they're going to pick your pricing?
How hard they worked in school? How hard did they put that work in school? Do you have a portfolio? Are you not turning down? Are you prepared to not turn down no service? Where's your professionalism at? What's that professional level at? How clean are you? How good on your cleanliness, your sanitation? Do you understand what pathogens are? Do you understand sanitation, disinfectant, sterilization? You understand all of those things.
And I feel like the second hardest part afterwards is also deciding when you're gonna go up on your prices. Because I feel like a lot of people, they feel like they're stuck at their prices, and they feel like they might not be able to go up because they're scared people won't pay it.
I mean, some people won't.
That's why I say it kind of weeds out the people that won't. Kind of gets more of the people that you want, I guess you can say.
But again, you got to have a checklist and make sure your checklist is on point. Go through each chapter of your textbook and make sure you have a check. You can create your own checklist from the textbook, from chapter 1. Do you understand the terminology? What if someone asks you a question about barber? Can you answer that question? You won't believe how many people out there who are in barbershops don't know what the pole stands for, the red, white, and blue. And if there's a barber out there who cannot explain to someone what that red, white, and blue pole stands for, what do you do? You don't have you must not have your license, or you didn't pay attention in school.
Mm-hmm.
But there are barbers out there like that. If you don't know where the first barber school was, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. If you can't talk about where in the Bible there's barbering, you can't talk about, you know what I'm saying, the history of barbering, where it originated from. There's a lot of barbers who understand that.
It's just the more time you put in, the more professional you'll be.
Yeah, so you can come with the checklist from chapter 1, the history of barbering. It's a conversational piece. That's why you should boss that book out.
I say I have had a lot of people that come in and be like, so where did barbering originate from? Or they're like, how do y'all disinfect y'all's clippers? Or is there a certain way that y'all got to do this? Is there certain ways you got to do that? And there's some people generally want to know.
They do.
About barbering and I feel like some people do that just to test you out too. Because if you like, I don't know. I mean, but they're gonna bite.
But it's interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Because our industry is really interesting. And it's a conversational piece. It's fun to talk about.
There's a lot of stuff that you can go that intertwine with barbering. Yeah. Like, there's multiple things. Sports, freaking clothing, and it all goes in. Anything that's style wise, like it's barbering goes in.
The straight razor blade, you can talk about that. Unconventional, conventional. You know what I mean? There's so many different things you can talk about. the skin, the epidermis, the dermis, and knowing those, knowing those terminology, knowing those terms in your textbook.
And me, I just noticed that I need to do some more studying, I guess, on the book wise, because there's a lot of terminology that you will need if you're, since I'm wanting to be like a platform artist or like a teacher, you have to know all those terms to be
Occipital
able,
bone,
to
the
be able to
parietal
explain
ridge,
yourself to
the
people.
zygomatic bone, the temporal bone. All these things are bones that's in the textbook that we talk about. Life skills. Why is life skills important? Because all those things help you set your pricing.
Mm-hmm. Helps you be more organized.
Yeah, all those things help you be understanding. You got to come early, leave late. Sanitize after every use. Clean up your station. Clean your tools. Clean your implements. Barbericide. Every barber should have that barbericide certificate. Take that barber test. On Barbericide, there's a certificate that you can have saying that, and after you take it, it's a quick test. After you take it, they'll give you a printed copy with your name on there. And you can put on your station showing that you took a cleanliness class, a sanitation class. All those things are important.
That's on Barbershop?
Yeah. So you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are you stunting your growth or are you helping yourself? So when you want to have that, your pricing, you got to be able to know, you have to have certain things. Or any competition things you've done. People want to know your resume. People want to know who you are, knowing that you're on point. And when you're on point, yeah, your prices could be what they want to be. But if you're not on point, you just raising your prices because everybody else raising their prices. You look like
that's a lot of things people do.
Yeah.
Like, everybody else going up, so why can't I go up?
Nah, you're not that.
Maybe there's a reason why they're able to do that.
Yeah.
It's like they set themselves apart.
You're not adding value. You got to add value. You got to add value.
I think people just look. I think it's just because people look on Instagram and they see these blurry fades and like that must be the reason why his haircuts he can be able to charge so much.
You can't have an appointment at 9 o'clock and roll out of bed at 8:50 and try to rush to work.
Yeah.
And try to eat breakfast when your client's waiting for you. That's not professional. Nah. I mean, most clients will be like, "Yo, take your time and eat," but they realistically want to say, "Man, yo, you set time with me."
Yeah, you're supposed to be on it, bro. You're supposed to have a schedule.
Yeah.
Routine. You just get up. You're
supposed to be on
shower,
it.
And be there on time, waiting on them to come sit down.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? Nobody want that. Yeah, don't play me like that. So it's so many factors that goes in to raising your price that people don't realize, especially a student. Were you the best student coming out of you? Come on, I mean, where were you during school? How many days did you miss? Because when you miss days, you miss a lot of information that you're not going to get back. All those things go in factor for you learning, for you growing. Because some instructors, they come in and they have some days where they're on point, where they come in and they saying some things and teaching on another level where you like, and you miss that day, you might miss something good because a lot of times it's outside of the lesson plan. And they have something great they want to talk about because sometimes things come to you at the moment that might not never come to you again. So you elaborate and teaching on that. Now, hey, you missed school, you missed out on something great that you've been trying to figure out and think about for the longest time. Go to school. Don't miss days. Pay attention. Sit in the front. Don't turn down haircuts. Do all your practicals. Learn how to answer the phone. Learn how to have a conversation. Clean your station after every haircut. Clean your chair after every haircut. Clean your area. When you leave, clean your area. Don't skip out because someone didn't remind you to do your chores. You just intentionally knowing that you got to clean your area, but you skip that because nobody's watching.
I couldn't be like that. I'm too OCD. I'm like,
But a lot of people do that. When nobody's watching, they just bounce. It's time for me to slide out. I don't got clean. Come on, man.
A lot of people look at that like that. A lot of people like cleanliness when they walk to your spot. They don't want to have hair and stuff everywhere.
People notice stuff like that.
Yeah. Because if they know that you're taking care of your stuff, they know you're going to take care of them. Yeah. Especially if you're taking care of yourself. All of it intertwines together. If you take care of yourself, take care of your station, take care of your chair, all the cleanliness around the area, they know that you're going to be a clean barber and a clean
Don't stunt your growth.
Yeah. It all matters, for sure.
Shout out to Feed Spot for ranking us in the top 25 podcasts in the world, top 5 podcasts in the United States. Shout out to Feed Spot again. We love you. All our fans out there, all our people who follow us, like us, and share our information, we appreciate you. What do you think of today's podcast, Jay?
I feel like that's a topic that the whole knowing your pricing, I feel like it's a very complicated topic. It's obviously just based off what you think you're worth. Obviously you probably don't want to come out charging $50, $60 for a haircut after, you just got out of school. But if you want to be able to charge that, work towards being professional, getting your fades cleaned up nice. Obviously, you want everybody wants a nice fade. Your look, be professional. Get a nice spot. Make sure your station's nice.
Clean.
Just clean. Make sure you take care of your clients, and you'll get to the 50 and 60. Somebody, obviously, there's people out here. There's more than enough people out here for everybody to come.
Understand terminology. Know your textbook. Know your textbook. Know what you're reading. Give somebody some information about your industry. Don't be that barber and someone asks you, what does the barber pole stand for? You're like, oh man, I don't know.
They gonna look at you crazy. I ain't gonna lie.
What?
They're like, hey, bro, you don't know what the barber pole is? That's crazy.
What did barbering start? Where did it originate? Why is that one of the oldest professions? And that's things people need to know. Yo, we straight from Egypt.
I said we up there. We's up there with them. We's up high in society because we took care of the kings and the queens. We made them look good. So they took care of us as well.
No doubt.
It's supposed to be.
Understand this industry is loved. That's why now it's a $36 billion industry yearly. Get a piece of that pie, but do it right. Have your checklist and see during that checklist, what are you missing out on to raise your price, to be where you want to be. And refer to your instructors. Talk to your instructors.
And I also feel like it helped having more than just 2 services. If you're like, because a lot of people, they'll be like, all right, I'm going to go up my haircut price and not add any value to the price that they're going up with.
It's important to have value.
Yeah, so usually I would do, if it was me, I'd probably go up like $5 on a haircut. But then if you want to start making more, I guess kind of like 65, 70, add like a hot towel or a facial or, something that can
just be real versatile, man. Be real versatile.
Be able to do more than just cut hair. They wanted more of experience.
Don't just be a cutter.
Yeah. That's where your money's going to come from.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just try to get the money from the cut. It takes more than just the cut for most people.
And I know it's a topic of conversation all over YouTube, all over the internet, barbershop prices. And I seen Pat Beverly was like, man, these barbers right here must be crazy, charging this much and that much. We respect our work. We respect our industry. And we know our worth.
I'm sure he's a professional basketball player. So I'm sure he wouldn't want to get paid less than what he thinks he needs to get paid because he's a professional basketball player. He thinks he's good. He knows he's good. So
right.
He has a set pay where he want to go
right.
below. So, it's kind of the same thing.
Hey, and that's it. Jalen Rose always shouts us out and give us shows us love. He's like, yo.
Jalen always be looking crispy too.
Yeah, they do. He's like, yo, you want that barber who's going to be there on time for you? Not going. You come, your appointment's on time, and he's not going to pass you up. He's going to take care of you. He's going to lace you up, like surgically lace you up. Yeah,
It's probably most likely it's definitely one. So those are the ones that gonna be worth $100, bro.
yeah,
Gotta set yourself apart.
no doubt. But you see a lot of people out there, and as in our industry, when you walking and you're in this world and just walking around looking at TV, you see some haircuts, you're like, damn, who cut you, dude? That's them barbers who not charging much. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I mean, how many times you go around and see somebody on TV, you just walk around, you see somebody heck, like, man, what happened?
Yeah, they're like, dang,
Unfinished fade. I mean,
but he got $150 for it.
yeah. How does it make you feel? You see an unfinished haircut, like that line ain't break, they ain't do nothing. It's a hard line.
They know what they don't know. They don't know what they don't know.
Right.
So
That's crazy. Yep. Barber College Success brought to you by Craig Charles of Crown Cutz Academy, JC, Johnson City, Tennessee, that is. Crown Cutz Academy, Bristol, Virginia, and Proficient Nail Academy, downtown Johnson City. Spreading love the Tri-City way is one way, but not. Check this out. Spreading love the Crown Cutz way is the only way. Like us, follow us, share it. Keep coming with these messages. We get a ton of messages from our fans and people who watch episodes from around the country. I try to reach out to you guys as much as I can and as in an appropriate time. But again, appreciate you. We're going to have probably one of our next episodes will probably be female barbers. We're going to bring some and talk about female barbers in this industry. Because I think a lot of women need to get their props.
I'll tell you right now, my favorite barber right now is a female. She's nice.
Female barbers are killing it.
Nice. Really nice. Very professional. I watch her videos a lot. She just opened up 2 shops. She's
doing her thing.
Doing her thing.
Right. So it's an opportunity for female barbers to come in our industry and do their thing. And I love that. I love how they come in and doing their thing. Shout out to all the female barbers out there.
Shout out Nicole Renee. I'll be watching your videos all the time. Appreciate you.
Yep. Maybe we'll get her come on the show too, man.
Well, maybe one day.
Yeah, shout her out. Again, Barber College Success brought to you by Craig Charles of Crown Cutz Academy, JC, Crown Cutz Academy, Bristol, Virginia, and Proficient Nail Academy. Hey, we enroll students the first Tuesday of every month. Hit us up. We got a new location in Johnson City, a big location, over about 7,000 square feet. Again, we move into our new location in Bristol, Virginia here soon within the next 6 weeks. It's going to be about close to 6,000 square feet. Again, we're just trying to raise the bar and kind of continuously add value to the students and making them understand this game is serious. This thing is for real. Jay Bird, what you got to say?
Man, live life, have fun, like I always say. Go be great. Don't settle to be just basic. Be more than basic.
Dream big. Dream big. Dream big. It can happen. And hey, come into this wonderful industry of ours. There's plenty of love. Peace.